Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of BibleBox. I'm Miss Alexis. Last week we started talking about Jesus' life story and his ministry here on earth. Today we're going to be specifically looking at Jesus calling his disciples. For today's reading, we're going to be using the Growing in God's Love Story Bible. If you'd like to get your own copy of the Bible to follow along with us, just click the link in the description box below. Let's get started. Follow me. When you wake up in the morning, do you ever wonder what your day is going to be like? Do you think about what you are going to do and then something surprising happens and everything changes? Life is full of surprises. A long time ago, Simon, who was also called Peter, and his brother Andrew were having a day just like their other days. They were fishing. Fishing is hard work, especially on the Sea of Galilee. During the day, it can be very, very hot. When the sun floats high up into the sky, its bright rays flash off of the water. It's hard to see. So fishing is better in the late afternoon or even at night. One late afternoon, Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee. He saw Simon Peter and Andrew throwing their fish nets into the water. Jesus called out to them, "Come, follow me. I will show you how to fish for people." Peter and Andrew looked at each other and nodded. Without a single question, they left their nets and followed Jesus. Not far from them were James and his brother John. They were sitting in a boat repairing their nets with their father Zebedee. Sometimes fishing nets get caught on rocks or shells and are torn. You can't catch fish with a net that has a big hole in it. Jesus, Peter, and Andrew slowly walked along the water's edge. When they got closer to James and John, Jesus called out to them, "Come and follow me. I will show you how to fish for people." James and John quickly stopped what they were doing. Leaving their nets with their father, they hopped out of the boat, waded to shore, and followed Jesus. It's an interesting thought, fishing for people. How do you suppose Jesus meant to fish for people? Let's explore a little bit more about the concept of being fishers of men in today's craft. Come with me on over to the craft table and we'll get started. Welcome back to the craft table, friends. Before we get started, make sure that your work surface has something protective on it and that you're wearing protective gear too, like me in this apron. You could also wear clothes that you don't mind if they get a little dirty. Let's get crafting. Welcome to the craft for February 21st. Inside your envelope, you'll find the following supplies. One long piece of blue pipe cleaner, 2 short pieces of yellow pipe cleaner, a key ring, and 2 bags of blue and white beads. Today, we're going to be making a fish-shaped key ring to remind us that Jesus has asked us to follow him and become fishers of men. To start this out, go ahead and take your blue pipe cleaner and your keyring part. Thread your blue pipe cleaner through the keyring, like so, and then lift the ends up and twist right next to the keyring part like so. Now take your beads. You notice that you've got 2 bags that both have some blue and white beads in there. We're probably only going to need the beads from the one bag, but we have the other bag as an extra just in case some decide to get a little anxious and roll away. Now gently bead 1 bead at a time onto the end of the pipe cleaner. I'm going to alternate my light blue and my dark blue. I think that'll look really nice. You can alternate if you want, or do all one color or the other. Maybe you want to do a different pattern. It's completely up to you. I'm going to slowly start bending my pipe cleaners as I go to try and make the shape of my fish. Now my fish is going to come down and around and have 2 little end pieces that stick out at the bottom for the fishy bin. I don't want to bend it completely yet because I'm still beading, but once I've finished my beading pattern, I'll close off the end of the fish so you'll see what it looks like. Don't run away, Mr. Bead. See? Starting to look like that fish. When Jesus was gathering his disciples, he told them, "I will make you fishers of men." Do you think Jesus meant literally that they would be fishing up humans from the ocean? I don't think so either. I think Jesus was using it as a metaphor to say that we would be fishers of men, meaning that we would go out into the world and show God's love in our actions and the way that we interact with people. That way, people could come to know who God is and what God stands for by just listening to us and how we act. When you get to the end, twist slightly to close off the end of your fish. That looks pretty good to me. I didn't need to use any of the extra beads. Your pipe cleaner might be a little shorter or a little longer, so if you want to dig into these extra beads, that's great. If not, just set them aside. You can use them in your own crafting later. Now that I've got my general fish shape worked out, I'm going to use these yellow pipe cleaners to create the sign of the cross in the middle of my fish, and bead that section using these white beads. I'll take my yellow pipe cleaner first and run it up through the top part. Remember how we twisted that around nice and tight? Your pipe cleaner should be able to just barely squeeze through there. Well, I might have made mine a little too tight. Do that just a little bit. There we go. Just twist that back closed again. You might have to play around with it a little bit till you get it just how you'd like. There we go. Once you've got your little yellow part sticking out like that, go ahead and take your white beads and thread them on. There we go. Then take that yellow end and just wrap it once around the inside of the blue section and pull it tight. You can wrap the blues around one more time too if you'd like. Your fish should now look something like this. You can mess around a little bit with it so that you can shape it the way that you want it to be shaped. Now we're going to do this piece that will go across the middle and make the cross shape. To do this, take a little bit of your pipe cleaner and gently wrap it around one side and twist it shut. Like so. Now I'm going to put a couple of white beads on, maybe like 2 or 3, not that many. I think 3 will work just fine. And I'll go around the middle section too, just like I did with the outside section, feeding it in between these beads. Wrapping it all the way around and pulling it nice and tight. Should look something like that. We're going to do the beads on the other side. I'm going to loosen up the bottom just a little bit because I think I made it a little too tight. You'll have to play around a little bit with yours to see if you have it too tight or too loose. You can always adjust it by bending your pipe cleaners back a little bit. Now in order to make sure it goes over to the correct side, I want to count down the number of beads and make sure it goes to the same place in this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So between 6 and 7 is where I want to put this on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Between this dark blue and this light blue, that's where the next one will go. 3 white beads in. Scoot them all the way down. And then wrap around the inside of your fish, just like before. Once around. I think we'll do it. Now you may have an extra long tail. My pipe cleaners were long, and I think yours might be a little long too. You can get rid of this little tail by just cutting it with a pair of craft scissors and then wrapping it the rest of the way around the blue. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. We'll discard this little end. Just wrap it around the bottom part and move the other beads up to cover the pointy, sharp part. We're just about finished. When you're happy with your shape, you can go ahead and seal it off. I think I'll put 2 more light blue beads on the bottom just to give it a little bit more strength. I'll need 1 extra bead for my extra bag. Good thing we have it. Wrap around once. Wrap around twice using the other end. And we can get rid of this little yellow end piece. You can either have your tail closed like this, or you could leave it open. I think I want my tail fin open, so I'll just cut off this one end so that it matches, and I'll be done. And there you go. Your very own fish keychain, reminding us that God has called us to be fishers of men. We hope you enjoyed today's craft, friends. Bye! Nicely done on your craft today, friends. I hope you have fun with it, replaying how Jesus can make us fishers of men. Now that we understand a little bit more about what that means, let's head on over to our friends at the KidsWay Channel. They have a great song that helps remind us about the important moral of the story. When Jesus calls to us, we follow, and in following, we too can become fishers of men.
Matthew 4:18-20.
As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw 2 brothers, Simon called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. as Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee. He saw two brothers, Simon called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Yeah, fishers of men. And at once they left their nets and followed him. Yeah, they followed him. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Yeah, come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Yeah, come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Yeah, come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Yeah, come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Come, follow me.
Thank you again for joining us for today's Bible Box episode, friends. Before we go, let's close with a quick prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, sometimes our lives get really busy. We're working on our own nets, our own things, homework, chores, all of the things we have to do in our daily lives. But it's good to be reminded that you call to us, and when you do call, we should answer so that we too can become fishers of men and spread the message of peace, hope, and love to all of our fellow humans on earth. Amen. All right, friends, we'll see you next week for another episode of Bible Box. Till then, bye!